Moving on now, a big change is coming to elections in Nebraska in 2024.
When you head to the polls to vote, you'll want to make sure you have an ID. Now, earlier this month, the Nebraska legislature passed a voter ID law after Nebraskans approved a voter ID constitutional amendment. Today, we have Nebraska's Chief Election Officer and Secretary.
Moving on now, a big change is coming to elections in Nebraska in 2024.
When you head to the polls to vote, you'll want to make sure you have an ID. Now, earlier this month, the Nebraska legislature passed a voter ID law after Nebraskans approved a voter ID constitutional amendment. Today, we have Nebraska's Chief Election Officer and Secretary of State, Bob Evnen, to explain this voting change. Welcome to the show. Nice to have you here.
Taryn, John, it's great to be with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I understand you enjoy Pure Nebraska.
I do enjoy Pure Nebraska, and I know that your coverage is terrific.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this new voter ID law and what it means for Nebraskans.
Well, as you mentioned, the voters in Nebraska passed a voter ID law to amend our Constitution in November last year. And now in this last legislative session, the legislature passed a law implementing it. I've supported voter ID for years. I supported the amendment. I supported the statute that the legislature passed. And now, so the practical effect is that starting in 2024, our statewide elections, you'll be required to present a valid photo ID when you vote.
Mm-hmm. You know, there are people who just like to vote by mail, and there's even counties that only vote by mail. Could you give us an idea of how this is going to affect them?
Sure. 97 or 98% of Nebraska voters already have a state-issued photo ID issued by the DMV. And so if you have one of those, then you'll put the number on your request. If you request an early ballot, then you'll put the number of your driver's license on that ballot request.
Okay.
And then the election officials will be able to bring up your driver's license information and compare it. If you don't have a driver's license, then you can make a copy of whatever valid form of ID you do have, put it in with your request and send it in, and it'll be checked out. For those counties that are voting all by mail now, you don't request a ballot in those counties, they're just sent to you. So when you send your ballot back in on the envelope, you'll write your driver's license number on the envelope. It'll go under a flap so that it can't be seen until the election official opens it. And again, if you don't have DMV-issued valid photo ID, then whatever form of photo ID that you do have, you make a copy and put it in the envelope with your ballot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what are the next steps for your office with all this?
Well, we're going on a major educational campaign. We're helping our counties, our county election officials. We're going to help them comply with this because there's lots of logistics to it. We're also going on an informational campaign with voters. We'll have information on our website, sos.nebraska.gov, sos.nebraska.gov, and we'll be putting information out in all sorts of forms, social media, broadcast, print. And we're going to be at the State Fair. Are you guys going to be at the State Fair this year?
Yes, our daughter shows pigs. We will be there.
Oh, that's outstanding. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you there. We'll be there as well. The Secretary of State will have a booth at the State Fair where people who are in attendance can come and learn about the requirements for voter ID.
Okay, wow, very good.
That'll be helpful,
good.
yeah.
Yes, good information. Mm-hmm. And thank you, Secretary Evnen, for being here today and telling us about it.
Oh, it's great to be with you. I appreciate it.